What's going on YouTube? Marcel Boatwright. In this video, I'm going to be going over the Democratic Senate candidates for the North Carolina election that's coming up this November. I'll be producing another video later on next week for Republican candidates and for then independent candidates. There's currently one Senate seat up for re-election in North Carolina, and that vote will be taken on November 8th, 2022. There are going to be many candidates running for election this year, and then once the primary hits, I'll be doing a more in-depth video on what each candidate represents and stands for. The candidates I'll be going over today for the Democratic Party are official candidates. I got these candidates from Ballotopedia. So if there are someone I missed or someone's not running, I apologize. I'm getting from Ballotopedia and just going to their websites, researching what each individual candidate represents and stands for, and then just making a brief summary so this video doesn't take hours and hours on end. Once they narrow down who's going to be running from each party, I'll do a more in-depth video. Hopefully, if I get people to watch these videos, then I will actually be able to do a sit-down interview with them. But if I'm getting 6 views, then that probably will not be the case. So we'll see what happens. Of course, I'm going to try my best and offer the most informed version that I can to make this a one-stop shop for everything political, at least in regards to the Senate race. Let's get into the video and see what our Democratic Senate candidates are looking like. The first candidate is Cherry Beasley. She was the judge of the North Carolina Supreme Court from 2012 to 2020. Her website is right here. A few things that she stands for: she's expanding access to affordable health care, children's future, which includes universal pre-K, fully funding Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, increased Title I funding to help close gaps in funding between school districts. She stands for women's rights, federal paid family and medical leave programs, affordable child care, equal rights amendment. She also stands for climate change, supports efforts to cut emissions by 50% by 2030, and she stands for housing affordability, expand housing options for seniors, low-income families, veterans, and individuals. The next candidate we'll be talking about is Sherrell Booker. I apologize if I pronounced the name wrong. Sherrell Booker was the mayor pro tempore of Tyrone, North Carolina. She works full-time in broadcast television. She's a licensed North Carolina realtor, member of Information Technology and Communications Committee, and NLC's Women in Municipal Government. Her website is the following. She is pro-choice. She is pro-Second Amendment with background checks, psychological testing, and mandatory firearms training. She is pro-medical, cannabis, $15 minimum wage, and Family and Medical Leave Act. The next Democratic candidate we're going to be talking about today is James Carr Jr. Mr. Carr is an Air Force veteran and IT consultant. His website is the following. He stands for a tiered education approach implemented when the scholar or student enters high school to assist in the transition to adulthood. Essentially what I got from that was he basically wants to tailor high school to not just prepare someone for college, because I didn't go to college. I joined the military, and he just wants a tiered approach to education to where there's something for everyone. It doesn't have to be college graduates, just military. It just wants to prepare people on how to buy a house, how to build credit, so on and so forth, and actually prepare them for the real world compared to what our education system does nowadays. He also stands for Medicare for all and having the same price for insurance as if you would be working under a firm or working for a company, and they subsidize it. So it's going to be, if you're unemployed, same price all across the board. And last thing that I want to note, increased public rail and 5G infrastructure for North Carolina. The next candidate we'll be talking about is Keith Davenport. Keith Davenport actually ran for president of the United States in 2020 as a Republican, and now he's changed his partisan affiliation to Democrat. Tried to look for his campaign website, but it was down at the time of this recording, so here's the link to his Twitter profile. I couldn't find any particular issues that he was with, so that might be a failure on my part. The next candidate we'll be talking about is Ava Edwards. Ava Edwards received a Doctor of Pharmacy from the University of Minnesota College of Pharmacy in 2008. She's won Teacher of the Year from College of Pharmacy in 2011. Website is the following. She's a member of the National Democratic Party, the Hispanic League, and No Kid Hungry, to name a few. She stands for Medicare for all, increase in funding for education, teaching Spanish by age of 7 until high school. So that'll be a basically mandatory curriculum. And job creation, she proposes North Carolina to lead the country in solar panel manufacturing. The next candidate we'll be talking about is Constance Johnson. Constance Johnson's received his bachelor's degree in psychology and sociology, master's degree in education, guidance, and counseling, and then has his doctorate in public administration. He ran for mayor of Charlotte, North Carolina as a Democrat in September of 2017 and is a publisher of City Political News and president of Black Legislative American Caucus, BLAC. His campaign website is the following. A few of the issues that he stood for was that president's wife or husband must be born in America. That's something he would like to introduce. On his campaign website, there was no issues page outlining everything that he stands for, so I apologize on giving you more information about him. The next candidate is Tobias Legrone. So Tobias is a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science from Jackson State University, Master of Divinity and Doctor of Ministry degrees from Memphis Technological Seminary, and pastoring since the age of 19. So his campaign website is the following. And he believes in the Computer Data Transparency Act, the Employee Assessment Transparency Act, Law Enforcement Malpractice Act, and Family and Child Care Education Relief Act. The next candidate is Everett Newton. So Mr. Newton, former Air Force colonel, elected mayor of Beaufort, North Carolina in 2017. He has a bachelor's in mathematics and electrical engineering, a master's from American Military University, and is currently working towards a PhD in marine science and conservation at Duke. His campaign website is the following. And a few of the things that he stands for healthcare for all, lower prescription drug costs, protect North Carolina residents with pre-existing conditions, and strengthen the Affordable Care Act. He stands for an economy that works for everyone, which means supporting small businesses, raising the minimum wage, and expanding on workers' rights. He stands for protecting the environment, accelerate their transition to clean and renewable energy, prioritize low-income and regional communities that have been hit hardest by climate change. He also stands for immigration reform, protecting the dreamers, and ensure a path to citizenship. And lastly, he stands for criminal justice reform, end for-profit prisons, ending the school-to-prison pipeline, and investing in preventative measures such as mental health. I hope this was a quick video for you guys, just basically outlining the Democratic senators that we have running in the 2022 race. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like, share it, send a comment, anything like that. If you didn't, I apologize. Leave a comment on how I could be more of service or value to you. And then if there's something you would like to see or there's something that I missed, feel free to reach out to me. But till next time, YouTube, I hope you all have a great day. Shorter video, short, concise, sweet. Stay tuned for the Republicans. And then depending on the length of that, I'll also be making another video for all the independent / third party Senate candidates. Thank you. Have a nice day, baby.